Hey everyone, it is Eric with Rockin' HTV. Tonight we are going to use a Prevail paint sprayer. I have some paint that I'm going to use this for. This is a very limited use for me, but I know it could help some of you who do some different painting and whatnot. And you don't need like an air sprayer or anything like that, but you do need something to at least get you by in a pinch. And that's what this thing is designed to do, and the reason that I'm using it tonight. So before we get too far, I do need to make some introductions. Come here, Miss Kara. This is Miss Kara. She is my executive producer. She is going to be operating the camera and when we're over here at the paint booth, so you guys can see firsthand how this is all going to work. So welcome everybody, and say hey to Kara. Kara, say hey.
Hi.
And we will say hi to Nathan and Mark and a bunch of, I think Jack is on, Jack Farmer's on. Welcome guys, good to see you. I missed a few of you there as we got started, but as soon as it gets to 8:30, what I'll do is show you the tools we're going to use, and then we're going to stir up our paint because I have that ready to go, and then pour it in our Prevail sprayer, and we're going to shoot some paint. So we have Vaughn in the house. Welcome. Hi there, Vaughn. Eric Amy's in. Good to see you, Eric. And just a whole host of others. We'll let a few more people gather in. There he is. Hi, Jack. Good to see you. And so this is kind of exciting because I'm moving some projects down the road, which is good. So we're going to get some paint on some stuff that needs paint. And I would get this stuff in an aerosol can. That is my preferred way to get paint, is aerosol. What I normally do on builds that require custom paint, is I will get the last 6 digits of a VIN number, and then I will call Kenworth or Peterbilt or Freightliner or whoever. I'll get the paint code based on the VIN number. 99.5% of the time that works really well. I've only had a couple of experiences where that didn't work. So, and then this particular paint is an old Kenworth color that has been modified by the guy that mixed it for me. This stuff came from Jeremy's Paint and Body in Sterling, Kansas, and they are the ones that mix this paint for Frederick Harvesting. So Douglas is in the house. Hi Douglas. Alan is in there. Good to see you. And it is 8:30, guys. So without further ado, hello everyone. Eric with Rockin' HTV, session 42. Tonight we're going to be using this thing right here. It is a Prevail spray gun. I bought this for about 16 bucks at Napa Auto Parts here in town. I think any good auto parts store should have these. It comes with this disposable cartridge. Once you burn it up, it's done. You throw it away. It has a little suction tube at the bottom, just like any can of paint would. And then you have a jar that you can put some paint in. Now, the difference, I've used this before, and I have a demo out at Rockin' HTV showing how I thin the paint and all this other stuff. This particular stuff I'm using tonight supposedly doesn't need any thinner. I had this mixed by Jeremy's Paint and Body in Sterling, Kansas. They are the ones that paint Frederick Harvesting's trucks, and this is what they gave me. This amount of paint was 32 bucks, and I had to go get it because obviously they can't ship it. And it's been sitting here in the shop since I got it. So you can see, look at that. It needs stirred pretty well. So all I'm going to do is going to shake this while I have you right here on camera. So just to be on the safe side, I am going to put on at least one glove here. And then we're going to get started. So the order of operation is going to be, we're going to stir paint. They said it's thin enough to run through my Prevail. We'll find out. And then we're going to pour some in here. And then my camera lady, Miss Kara, my executive producer, Miss Kara, is going to be operating the camera so you guys can see back here at the paint booth how this all works. All right, so let's shake some paint, and hopefully this doesn't make a mess. I don't trust that tape, so I'm putting a rag over it just to be on the safe side. We're going to give it a good shake. I know it's tape, but I just don't trust it. So as I was explaining in the pre-show, this color is for Frederick Harvesting out of Alden, Kansas. They're big custom cutters here in the state. They are, and this is their color. This is no Kenworth color that has been modified over time. Jeremy, who had this mixed for me at his auto body shop, said every time he mixes it, it comes out slightly different. And I guess he got a little flack on the trucks turning out different colors, even though it's all the same mix, even though it's been tweaked throughout years. And he was explaining to me that this particular color, because of the amount of silver flake in it, he said just 2 pounds of air pressure will change the color of it. So they'll paint everything at one pressure, but then if for whatever reason they lose pressure or gains pressure, it will change the color of the paint, just the way it's blowing out of the gun. So that's why I cannot get this mixed. Apparently there's a paint code out there for it, but I haven't been able to get a VIN or a code. So that's why I went to Sterling and got this. And that is the only reason I'm using this. So we have that done. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit, guys. Here we go. And you get a look at my shop ceiling. Oop. Okay, just a second. Sorry about this. My button is hiding here. There we go. Okay. Okay, now you can see what we're doing. Good. Okay. And then this has been cleaned out. You can see I had some green paint. This was an old GM color. Actually, I bought, well, here, I'll show you right quick. This particular color, this is called medium green. And this is an old GM color. This is my grandfather's truck. And he had a medium green GMC. And that was the other reason I bought this, because I couldn't get that in an aerosol either, which I find kind of bizarre. But anyway, we'll just leave that alone, right? Okay. A little bit of trivia for you. Jeremy's Paint Body has done a couple of the Farmer's Oil trucks. I forget which one, but they are older ones now. Okay. So this is Frederick Harvesting bluish, grayish, bluish, something. That is nice and runny, so I don't think I'm going to have to worry about thinning this up. But you never know until it's in your. I'm going to pour a little bit of that back. That, and I don't have any true paint thinner. I've got a lacquer thinner, which will probably work. Not ideal, but not the end of the world. Okay. So your Prevail comes with this. I mean, all of this comes apart. And basically all you're going to do is you just buy these cartridges and stick your suction tube in it, and and you go. Then you just screw it onto your jar, like so. And then, doesn't that look familiar? Now, I have not used this outfit in at least, 2 years, so this may not, I don't know how this is going to go. I didn't test it out on purpose just because I thought let's just see how this is going to work, and then we can see how well it stores over time. Okay. Gonna check my hands so I don't get paint on my phone. Okay, is my executive producer ready? Okay, guys, you might close your eyes for about the next 10 seconds because you're gonna go for a ride, and we're gonna get all situated here so we can get some paint sprayed. There you go. And don't shut it off. Okay, and make sure if I need to move some in the shot, just tell me what to do, okay? Okay, I'm actually going to practice on, not this sleeper, I'm going to practice on a couple of cab tops just to make sure everything's working. I'm going to shoot a little bit out. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Oh, I'm liking this already. Okay, so what I did here was I just test sprayed back here on some I keep newspaper in here just to catch all the overspray. I'm going to turn on my fan here to suck up the exhaust and overspray. Oh, dude, check that out. That is pretty. Woo! That is nice. Okay. Now for a sleeper. And we have a sleeper. I am guilty of putting it on heavy versus light. It doesn't look, I'm just going to hold on my opinion until it's dry. What?
Junior Skinner asks, where did you get that spray set?
Junior, I got this at Napa Auto Parts. And as I said earlier in the program, I would not be using this except for I cannot get this in an aerosol can. If I could get this in an aerosol can, I would skip this. And I am going to admit here, guys, the spray pattern is not as fine as I would prefer. I would like a much finer spray pattern, which I can usually get that out of aerosol can. But this particular nozzle is just not giving a very fine pattern. But, and I could go with an one of those airbrushes. I just don't want to take that step yet. I guess I have commitment issues. Now I will come back and I'll shoot another coat. I'll shoot another coat on these, but this is going to get everything covered really nicely for the first go. And I'm pleased overall. I mean, again, I spent $16 on this setup. Is it the best setup on the planet? No, it's not. But again, $16. I'm going to do two Kenworth T800s and then a W900L. When it arrives, I'll strip it down and shoot it as well. But, for the money, it's not perfect. It's not awesome, but it's pretty good. It's not bad, okay? So that's the reason I'm using this, and I'd recommend it, especially if you're not going to do too many trucks. So I'm going to set this over here. And I cannot tell you what ratio, this was reduced. I found when I was having to reduce it myself, I would reduce it, go 2 to 1, 2 paint, 1 thinner, and that seemed to work really well on thick paints. And I used some old General Motors paint. I had mixed up the medium green I showed you earlier. I used that, and it worked well, 2 to 1. And in my video, I have at a Rockin' HTV where I again demo this. It's an old video, and it's painful for me to watch. But I did shoot the same stuff in here, and I gave you some ratios on what worked for me when I was doing it at that time. So that is the Prevail sprayer. If you have any questions, I'm going to go put you back in the cradle, so if you have questions, I can answer them. And we'll give my producer, or my camera lady, some time off here. So hold on, guys. We're going to go for a quick ride. Okay. And make sure I don't do that. Okay, sorry about that. I had my hand in front of there. Okay, I'm going to make sure I didn't miss any questions. We have Andrew in the house. Good to see you, Andrew. Mark is here. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, Brett, that is exactly right. It does a pretty good job. You'll notice I was at least a foot off, maybe 18 inches away from my piece, and I was still getting tons of paint all over it. And it's a pretty good paint. I mean, I assume it's good. They mixed it on site for me, so I assume it's really good paint. But it's the same stuff they would shoot on a semi. And there you go. So yeah, the Prevail does again, not a great setup, but it's awesome, but it's pretty good. Okay. Let me see. Dustin says he was at Farm and Fleet to get some paint. It was $11 an ounce. Whew, yeah, mine. This is a half pint is what I asked for, and it was $32. So, is what it is. I am actually not paying for it. The guys bought these trucks. They're going to pay for it. So that is that. So, Dustin, you have an airbrush. If you would, could you tell the group here what you paid for that in relationship to what I've spent on this setup, so people have kind of an idea of what it is we're paying for? And then while he's doing that, I'm going to run over here and grab 2 cans of paint just for reference, okay? Okay, this is a can of paint that I had mixed up here at R&E Paint Supply. I buy this online, repaintsupply.com. I buy about any color. If I can't get it at Napa here in town, if Napa can't do an aerosol for me, I go to R&E and they'll ship it to my house. I've gotten about any color I want for $30 shipped. It's not a bad price, you know, and you get this whole can, for better or for worse, you get a whole can of a color you might like or a color you hate. I've had a few colors I've bought that I just sent with the client because it was, you know, something I knew I couldn't really use much here in the lab. And then, so this would be at $30. About any can I've ever got from R&E Paint and Aerosol, $30. And then at Napa here in town, again, same basic size or amount of paint. And this is a black effect. I've spent anywhere from $20 to about $38 on paint going through Napa here in Dodge City. Again, when I go to get paints mixed like these, last 6 digits of a VIN number, then you call whatever manufacturer, Kenworth, Peterbilt, whomever, call a dealer, say, ask for the parts department, I need paint code for this VIN. They'll give you the code, and then you can go to R&E, you can go to Napa or wherever you want and get your paint mixed up. And then if you want to use an airbrush, you can go to the airbrush route, they'll mix it up in a can, like a small amount for you for an airbrush. These other manufacturers like Napa and R&E, or you can do this route with the Prevail that you just saw. So lots of choices here on paint. And then of course, if matching the paint isn't even a concern of yours, then you just go someplace and buy whatever you want. So that's how you can do it. That's how you're going to do all the paint. Are there any questions about what you've seen tonight? We have about 10 minutes here left in the show, and you'll see my lovely assistant in the background. There she is. She held the camera for me tonight so we could get some good shots. Keith says, good evening. Hello, hello. Keith, nice to see you. Yeah, it's a good starter setup. That's exactly right. Okay, so, Dustin says he didn't have to pay for his airbrush because it was inherited, more or less. So he says if he can use an airbrush over aerosol, he will, and he thins his up on his own. So I have seen airbrushes at Hobby Lobby in different places, anywhere from like $70 on up dollars. So lots of choices there. So that is all about paint tonight, guys. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Always glad to answer anything you might have to say. I should probably just buy an airbrush just to demo it so everyone can see how to use an airbrush, but I'm sure YouTube already has all those videos out there should you want to learn how to use an airbrush. But possibilities are endless. So if you don't have any other comments or questions, I'm going to sign off for tonight and go maybe read a book or watch a movie with my assistant. And wish you the very best. Again, like, comment, share these videos. These questions I answer, I look for common questions in groups that we belong to. I'm always looking for things that are redundant, repetitive, so I can demo those and just lift the veil and let everyone learn how to do stuff. So if you have special requests, always interested in that. And finally, my next Build Along series starts in November. We're going to make a Neville built trailer. And actually, I could show you something if I can find it or grab it quick. My plastic that came in for this just arrived here today, or this week. So I'm going to use, you can't read it because it's backwards, I'm going to be using Evergreen 4250 V-Groove. If you want to build along, it is 0.04 thick, well, it's 1 millimeter thick, and the spacing is 6.3 millimeters. So, and it is, we're going to make this using the horizontal lines for the Neville built trailer. So that'll be kind of fun. And if you want to build along, make sure you get you some Evergreen 4250 V-Groove, 1 millimeter thick. And that will start in November. So looking forward to that. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments, share these videos, get them in the hands of people you can help, or shoot your own. That's a good thing. And be a blessing to someone else. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. We will catch you next time. Bye.